Hidden deep in Sri Lanka, there's this city, a place that was the absolute beating heart of a civilization for more than 1,000 years. A capital that was lost to the jungle, but was never, ever truly gone. Today, we're going to uncover the incredible story of Anuradhapura. Just think about that for a second. 1,300 years. That's longer than the Roman Empire managed to last in the West. This wasn't some flash-in-the-pan capital city. No, this was the enduring political, cultural, and spiritual center of a nation, shaping its entire identity for a stretch of time that's honestly hard to even wrap your head around.
But after all that time, after all that power and influence, the city just fell silent. It was slowly, piece by piece, reclaimed by nature. And that really brings us to the big question we're exploring here. What happens when a civilization's heart stops beating? What kind of echoes get left behind in the ruins?
So our story really starts by uncovering this jewel of Sri Lankan history, a capital that really did feel like it was lost in time. And to really get Anuradhapura, you have to see it as the very heart of a civilization. This was the place that forged the nation's identity for, well, over a millennium.
The lifespan of this city is it's staggering. It all gets started back in the 4th century BCE, founded by a king named Pandukabaya. Then, fast forward to the 2nd century BCE, and it just explodes into its golden age under King Dutagamunu. He's the one who unifies the island and kicks off this massive building spree. But, like all great eras, it eventually comes to an end, and by the 11th century CE, the great city is abandoned, left to the jungle.
But here's the thing. Anuradhapura wasn't just some political machine. It was the spiritual soul of the entire nation. So what was it that gave this city a power that managed to outlast its kings and its kingdoms? The answer? Well, it's rooted right here. Literally, this is the Sri Maha Bodhi. It's revered because it's a direct descendant, grown from a cutting, of the sacred tree in India where the Buddha himself is said to have attained enlightenment. At over 2,300 years old, it is the oldest documented tree on the entire planet. It's a living, breathing connection to the very foundations of Buddhism. This was the true spiritual heart of the city. And when you have that kind of profound spiritual devotion, you channel it into something massive. In this case, it was architecture on a monumental scale, creating these incredible engineering marvels that basically touched the sky. And you can see this ambition just written in stone all across the city. You've got the gleaming white Rawanwali Saya, built by the great King Dutagamunu himself, as this powerful symbol of his faith. Then there's the Abhayagiri Vihara, which wasn't just a temple, it was a massive monastic university, one of the biggest centers of learning in the ancient world. And then there's the Jetavanaramaya, a structure that was on a whole other level. Let's just pause and focus on the Jetavanaramaya for a moment. This thing, built way back in the 3rd century CE, wasn't just big for Sri Lanka. At the time it was finished, it was one of the tallest structures in the entire world. It was right up there with the Great Pyramids of Giza in Egypt. 122 meters. That is 400 feet straight up into the sky, built with millions and millions of baked bricks. Can you just imagine the sheer manpower, the mathematical genius, the resources it took to pull this off in the 3rd century? It's an absolutely mind-boggling feat of ancient engineering. And, maybe the most amazing part of all of this is that it's not just a story from some dusty old book. You can still go there. You can actually stand in the shadow of these giants today. Its legacy isn't trapped in the past. It's a living, breathing piece of world history that you can walk right into. And getting there is actually remarkably easy. It's just a few hours from Sri Lanka's modern capital, Colombo. You can take a bus, a taxi, or even a really scenic train ride. It's like you're taking a direct path from the bustling present straight into the heart of this incredible ancient kingdom. The story is never really that far away.
And I think this quote just nails it perfectly. Anuradhapura isn't some dead city. It is a living testament. Pilgrims still come here. You can feel the history in the air and the sheer scale of the ruins. Well, it continues to inspire total awe in pretty much everyone who visits.
So, all of this leaves us with one final thought.
The people who built Anuradhapura created things to last for millennia. So I have a question for you. If you were to build something today, designed to endure for 1,000 years, what would it be? And what message would you want it to leave behind about us?